Hi there. This is, maybe you've heard this before. It's a YouTube channel where myself, John Forrester, talks about change, growth, your brain, things that we all need to work on, things that maybe you are working on. And great job if you are working on them. There might be some swearing. Just to give you a heads up, I say the F word a lot, according to some people who apparently get triggered by the F word. But as we know about triggers are about you. It's not about me. So if the F word bothers you, maybe we figure out why the F word bothers you. I don't know why it is, and I don't really think I say it as much as some people think I say it. And that's okay. And that's not about me, and I'm not worried about it. And I'm not going to lose any sleep over it or anything else along those lines, because I know deep inside that everything that upsets me is about me, and everything that upsets you is about you, and you are the only person responsible for you, and I can't fix you unless you want to fix you. And that is a choice. Changing your mind and changing the way you see the world is a choice. It is a consistent choice. It is a daily choice. And once you start choosing, it's beautiful. It is so wonderful that I can't even explain it, how beautiful it is. Once you start choosing that you don't want to rely on past indiscretions or anger from before or hatred or any of the other things, you are going to realize that you are an amazing being and you are going to have an amazing life, and everything will work out perfectly as it should, because there is no reason for things to not work out perfectly as they should. There is no reason for things to not be wonderful, because they are. And if you want to be miserable, you can. You can be miserable. That is a choice. Being anything inside of you is a choice. So if you want to continue to beat your head against the wall because you are trying to fix your husband, go ahead. That's a choice. Or if you want to change your life and leave your husband, that is also a choice. And yeah, it's hard. And some people are fucking psychos. And some people go off on fucking shit. And they're insane. And that's problematic for most people. But you know what? Holding on to something that isn't real is far worse than letting go of the thing that isn't real. Letting go of the things that you are holding on from your childhood, from what happened in high school, from what happened to you, holding on to the fact that you would have been a football star had you not gotten hurt. Well, you did get hurt. So therefore, if we accept what happened, and if we accept the way that it is, then we can acknowledge that we are imperfect, and everything will work out for us. In ways that we don't even know that they're working behind the scenes. Because holding on to the pain and the angst and the anger and all of those things is never going to help you. It is only going to feel the anger and the rage and the pain and the resentment and all of those things. And you will continue to be upset until you realize that you are the person that is upset. So holding on to those things and gripping them so tightly and being so mad about the things that you have been done to you and the way people have treated you is ridiculous, right? It's not, and ridiculous isn't the right word, but you're holding on. One of my favorite is you're holding on to a hot coal and you're going to throw it at someone and you're expecting not to get burned. There is no point. You are going to burn yourself. And that doesn't mean that the person was right. That doesn't mean what the person did was wrong. But if the person comes to you and says, I'm really sorry for the way I treated you. I treated you like shit. It is up to you to accept that forgiveness and be like, I'm going to not hold on to this anymore. And it's also up to you to hold on to it. And you can spend your entire life being angry and jaded and treat your kids like shit and expect them to be perfect and expect them to do all this stuff. Guess what? They're doing the fucking best they can with what they have at the current moment. You can't expect a strawberry to be a cucumber. You cannot expect your child to be the greatest player of the sport they're playing. It's not possible. A 13-year-old kid, there might be one or two in the country that are amazing, but they're probably going to get burned out as well. And that's not your kid. And the more you belittle them and derail them, the less likely they are going to be great. Because nobody goes through greatness with being pressured all the time. You end up crushing their dreams and hopes. And who knows? Your kid might not even want to do the things that you're forcing them to do because they're terrified of saying, "No, Mom, I don't want to do that. No, Dad, I don't want to do that." And that's terrible. But I can't tell you how to raise your kids. I can't tell you how you were raised. I can't tell you anything. I can tell you that everything will work out even if you don't force things to work out. They will all work out. Everything will be just as it is. Everything will be okay. It's all perfect. Everything will work out perfectly. And I can tell you that because that's the way it is. You are here to take a class. And you are here to learn through emotions and through manifestations of your trauma and your past and your inner child and your unhealed trauma and your unresolved shit and all the things that you have been ignoring while you're yelling at your kid because they didn't do a good enough job in a sport that you've never played, right? You can't tell your kid they're doing terrible in something you are incapable of doing. So just be like, "I'm really in awe of the things you do. You are amazing." Say that. Make your kid smile. Make your kid happy. Don't consumerize your kid because you were made to believe that Christmas is the greatest thing on the planet and the other 364 days out of the year weren't shit, weren't trauma-filled, weren't insanely hard for you to deal with. Because that is what we have come to do in a consumerist society. We are like, "Oh, well, you need this and you need that." And pretty soon we're going to run out of things for our kids to need. And they're going to realize that they're miserable. And all they're doing is drinking or smoking weed or doing drugs or sex or any of the other numerous things that we do to cope with the inadequacies and the feelings that we don't want to deal with. Because we are terrified of our feelings. Because no one has ever been like, "Well, you need to feel your feelings." Feel your feelings. Feel them. Feel your feelings and tell people how you feel. And tell people that you love them. And tell people that you care about them. And tell your kids that they are wonderful. And you are in awe of them. Not, "You should have done better on that one play that one time." Because they don't even remember that. And the fact that you've never played a sport, that sport, is problematic. It's an issue because we all want to tell our kids what they're doing wrong instead of telling our kids what they're doing right. You are doing this and it is awesome. As long as you are trying your best, and you might be tired. Your kids get tired. They are going to hold on to the things that you say for the rest of their life. Hopefully they don't, if it's negative. Hopefully they figure it out, or hopefully you figure it out and you can show them. That would be wonderful. But your kids are going to hold on to what you're teaching them. So why would you scream and yell and be an asshole to them when you can just as easily be kind and understanding and realize that they're just little versions of you, and maybe you need to heal the little version of you. Because the little version of you was hurt a lot. Some of you more than others. Some of you less than others. Some of you have been hurt tremendously. Some of you have been hurt not that much, but it's still painful. It's still painful, and we are still continuing to try to pass on the anger to everyone else. Well, I'll make them pay. For what? They didn't do anything to you. Why? What are you so mad about? What are you going to yell across the parking lot for? What are you that mad about? You're not mad about that. You're mad about something else. We're always projecting things that we are upset about onto other situations instead of dealing with the fact that we are upset. We are angry. And there's no point in getting angry. It doesn't solve anything. So stop holding on to the painful things and let them go. Thank you. You are beautiful. Much love. Have a wonderful day. If you have any comments that you'd like to share that are positive, awesome. If you'd like to hear me talk about something, awesome.